So let's do a bay tour in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in the default Beechcraft Baron. Now the bay tour is sort of whatever you and air traffic control make of it. There's no single pattern, although there are certain guides. Max Truscott actually sells a guide for the way he likes to fly the bay tour. But for the most part, you can sort of fly wherever you want, as long as you notify air traffic control what your plans are at each stage, and pay attention to the limitations that they'll place on you.
Okay.
Oh, this says TAWS. I wasn't even aware of that. Okay, let's turn on the beacon and nav, panel lights, and then let's prime the engines with the boost pumps. Alright. Set the throttles to 1/4 inch open. And let's start the engines. Left engine first. Clear prop. Okay, looking good. Right engine. Okay, let's get our avionics on. Okay, I think we have live traffic turned on. I forgot to check that, but it looks like it's clear final. And it is clear runway. So let's line up here for our sunset tour of the bay. I gotta tell you, Flight Simulator 2020 is gorgeous. This is the most exciting thing I've ever seen in simulation of any kind. Let's get some flaps here. Okay. I'll bring the yoke back. Let's turn our landing lights on. You get idea? And our strobes. Fuel pumps. Okay. Let's head out. That sounds good. Twin IO 550 Lycomings. Gonna rotate around 90. There we go. We're airborne. Tap the brakes, positive brake, gear up. Now a brand new Baron isn't cheap. Last I heard, which was like 3 years ago, they were about 1.4 million. So we're gonna level off here at the 1,500 feet. Those are the Oakland Hills over there. And our map isn't keeping up with us. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay. Well, let's not overreact on our pitch here. To level off at 1,500. So this is Alameda Island. Used to be, as it says, Alameda Naval Air Station, but it's been closed for a very, very long time. Most of the action it's seen lately is with Mythbusters doing a lot of extravagant tests here. There's downtown Oakland, I guess. There's a very, if I dip my wings here, there's a very cool park around here. Right against some of the ports of Oakland. I don't know what that spiky thing is there. Anyway, we're about to pass over the eastern span of the Bay Bridge, the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge. The eastern span is this single-deck cable stay bridge, although either they haven't modeled the cable stay tower, or maybe I'm at too low a graphic setting. I'm using medium settings. And you can see the western span is a twin-deck suspension bridge. And it's bisected by Yerba Buena Island, which is a natural island, which is connected to Treasure Island that you see on its right, the really flat one. That's a man-made island. That was the site of the World's Fair. Now there's things like movie studios there and some housing on the northern end of the island. Okay, so this part is the San Francisco Bay. Frequent limitation you'll get from air traffic control when you request a bay tour is they may tell you to stay north of the Bay Bridge or south of the Bay Bridge. So we're just going to stay north of the Bay Bridge. Pretend that's the instructions they gave us. Look at that. That's amazing. Let's turn off the fuel pumps. Should have done that before, actually. I think I'll leave our landing lights on. There's a lot of traffic around here. Oh, pay attention to our altitude here. Try to keep it around 1500. So now we're sort of in the transition area. Well, actually we're not there yet. North of here it's a transition area between the San Francisco Bay and that big area of water you see over there, which is the San Pablo Bay. And so we passed over the Bay Bridge, but we're heading towards another bridge which is not well modeled here, called the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. Kind of a shame it's not modeled because it has a very interesting shape, sort of a roller coaster shape. What kind of bridge was that? I'm trying to remember the word. It's a very common word. Oh, it's a cantilever bridge. So many years ago I commuted over it every day. Also a twin deck bridge. So now we're heading... So on the right is the city of Richmond. And on the left, on the other end of the bridge, is the city of San Rafael. I don't know a lot about Richmond. I've only driven through it. Okay, there's these two islands here. I hope I'm identifying the right ones. These two little islands. I could be identifying the wrong ones, but I believe they're called the Brothers. And one of them has a bed and breakfast on it. And the only way to get to it is on a little dinghy. And if you want to go to the island and the boat's on the other side, you have to call the managers there, and they'll bring the boat over to you. I've never stayed there. There's also two islands called the Sisters. I don't know if it's those two there or those two on the left. I really don't know which ones those are. So if you keep following San Pablo Bay, it goes to a river that heads all the way to Sacramento. So let's make a wide U-turn here. You can see on the map where we're going. Over to the San Rafael side. Keep an eye on my altitude here. Okay, so there's the San Rafael end of the Richmond Bridge. And on the other side of this little mountain here, and I'll bank my wings once we get there, is San Quentin Prison. So there's a lot of pretty nasty people there, and maybe some not so nasty ones. I actually used to work with someone who ended up here for a few years, I think. He's been out for a long time. But yeah, they get some pretty prime waterfront property there. Okay, heading back south. So I actually don't know what city this is. I've never been to this part. But we're heading towards places that I do know, somewhat. Yeah, getting some turbulence here. The quote-unquote feel of the turbulence in Flight Simulator 2020 is, I think, really, really good. I'm kind of surprised. Okay, so this island here, you see there covered in houses, that's the island of Belvedere. Some extremely high rent. I've never actually been on the island. For all I know, it's gated. I have no idea. But on the other side of this channel here is the city of Tiburon, which I have been to several times. Right there, Tiburon. They've got ferry docks here somewhere. Oh yeah, there. That little peninsula here. This is where some ferries dock. Okay, I shouldn't be sinking like that. And so this is the Angel Island. It's a park now, and they have some historic sites, places where Chinese immigrant workers were housed a long time ago. I should probably know the history a little better. But yeah, you can take a boat there, and they've got a trail all around it where you can hike or ride your bikes. So there's the city of San Francisco and the western span of the Bay Bridge. But what we're after is on our right here. Got a lot of big stutters in FS 2020 sometimes. I assume as it's loading sceneries? I'm not sure. Okay, and there's a city there. Let's bank here. So there's Alcatraz. The Rock. This is I highly recommend visiting here. They've got daily ferries. You can't just pick up a ferry though. You got to get tickets well in advance. I think usually in the summer you can probably get it a week in advance. But I'm not sure. I've always gotten it about a week in advance. But it's a really interesting place to visit. It's pretty nicely modeled in the simulator. So the ferry docks right around here, and they've got an eating area. Almost sunset now. So of course that's the city of San Francisco. This grassy area here is Crissy Field. During Fleet Week, when they have the Blue Angels here, I usually watch from Crissy Field. Alright, let's take a dive for obvious reasons. The Palace of Fine Arts is, right over here. It's where the Exploratorium Science Museum used to be, but they have a nice new area now. Looks like a container ship coming in, I guess. And of course, the Golden Gate Bridge. Painted bright orange. People have asked, why is it the Golden Gate Bridge when it's orange? It's because it bridges the Golden Gate, which is the name of this entrance into the San Francisco Bay. Because it's the Golden State. So, yeah, I think the best photo I've ever taken in my life I took of the Golden Gate Bridge when it was foggy, but so you can only see the towers. Let's grab some altitude here. So this beach is Baker Beach. I was there for the 75th anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge, where they put the fireworks launchers on the bridge itself. That was really, really fun. Okay, there's an interesting tourist attraction here that I've been to many, many times. It's called Sutro Baths. Right around here, it's actually the remains of a swimming pool facility that burned down in 1965. And here's the Cliff House restaurant. They've got an expensive side here and a cheap side here. I've eaten on the cheap side. And this is, what is this? I'm not sure what this building is. But anyway, this is Ocean Beach. In the summer, it is very, 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 very crowded. Oh, we had some sort of weird border here that disappeared. Anyway, this tower here is the Sutro Tower. You can't go to it, but it is, the top of it is the tallest point in San Francisco. And next to it are these two hills here. Those are Twin Peaks, which you can visit. It's not really much of a hike, but it's a cool place, and it's super, super windy most of the time. Okay, and this green area here is San Francisco Zoo. Very, very nice zoo. My daughter had a summer camp here once that she had a ton of fun doing. And then in the evening we would have lunch by this lake. Or dinner by this lake. Okay, so we'll slow down here. You can see the airport right there, where that marker is. And, okay. Let's set our course to 30, just so we get an idea of which way the runway is pointing. Without losing a ton of altitude, which I just did. Okay, so keep a good eye on the hills here. And I want to slow down to about 120 as we enter the pattern. This is a non-towered airport. Kilo Hotel Alpha Foxtrot, Half Moon Bay. Some pretty serious turbulence there for a second. Okay, so there's our runway there. And into this right downwind. Getting our TAWS warnings in there. Okay, I think now I'll set 1 notch of flaps. Watch out for the balloon. I'm finding the ballooning is a lot less noticeable in FS 2020 than it is in X-Plane. Ballooning can be very severe in X-Plane. I don't know which is more realistic. So I want to increase up past 100 knots again. Put up my prop RPMs. Okay, gonna turn on the fuel pumps again in case of a fuel pump failure. Extend this downwind a little more. So south of here are cities like San Gregorio. I think Pacifica is south of here as well. Not real heavily populated areas. Half Moon Bay is sort of the big city here, and it's not that big a city. How are we looking here? Extend it a little more. But I've sometimes come out to San Gregorio to do some basic astrophotography. Because it's not super dark, because the lights of Half Moon Bay are pretty bright on the northwestern horizon, but it's okay. So into our base. Okay, and on to final. Overshot a bit, that's alright. Important thing is not to fall out of the traffic pattern. Okay, gears coming down. Mixture, prop. Okay, gears are down, so turn on the taxi lights. So I like to approach just under 100 knots in the Baron. I think I got myself a little bit high here. So far lined up nicely. Let's put in another notch of flops. Okay, gonna go down to about 90 knots here. Use that as our VREF. A little low now, huh? Got 2 reds on the Vassies. So let's ease that a little bit. Okay, got a red over white. So I'm happy with the speed, happy with our glide path. Over the threshold. Okay. Okay, flaps up. I'm finding the brakes are not very powerful. In general, in FS 2020. Okay, let's stop here for a sec. If I can get it stopped. Alright. So landing lights off. Strobes off. Okay, that looks good. So let's head back to the apron. Got quite a mix of aircraft here. Like Skyhawks. Got a PC-12 over there. Pilatus PC-12. Okay, where should I park? Over here, try not to clip the hangar. Or this, what is that, an Aztec? And next to this Skyhawk here. Boy, this is pretty tight. I'll just park here and sort of infringe on this Aztec. Yeah. Okay. Guessing. Oh, whoa! Those are real star patterns. There's Sagittarius there. I didn't even think about that. Wow, that's very cool. Okay, taxi lights off. Nav lights off. Avionics off. Mixture to fuel cutoff. Alright. And we can turn our mags off. Alternators. And battery. But hope you enjoyed that. That's my first video for FS 2000. And can have fun doing your own bay tours. Maybe stay to the south side of the Bay Bridge or cruise around the peninsula. I'll see you.
System test. Okay.
Okay, I'll see you next time.